Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for joining me on this journey to becoming a better spouse. Do you remember that trend that went viral, a while back, and it had mothers dressing up like their daughters? I know a lot of us have mixed, reactions about the dressing, with the way some of the mothers were, dressed. But there's one lesson I'd like us to learn from that video, and it's how some of those mothers transformed from ordinary to being attractive. That even guys in the comment section were falling over women old enough to be their mother. This is highlighting the importance of how well you dress, because how well you dress can determine how attractive or unattractive you will appear. Yes, as Muslims, we're encouraged to dress modestly in the public, to dress respectfully in the public. However, when you're in the private with your spouse, nothing stops you from going all out. Unfortunately, we see people doing this inversely. When they go out, they dress all out, they dress to impress, they dress to kill. But whenever they're with their spouse, still that same abaya all day long. Nah, that's not nice, that's not pretty. So when you're with your spouse in private, Islam encourages you to dress, as wild as possible, as long as it's between you and your spouse alone. All right? I know some might say that dressing all the time like this might make them not value you at some point. Yes, too much of everything is not good. So you might want to find a way to add it into your routine, maybe weekly, twice a week. So let them see you. Instead of them roaming their eyes about outside, you can make sure that you are their only focus. This also applies to men as well. When a lot of us get married, feel like what's the need in, dressing to impress? No, ladies also like good things. So you should also dress to impress your spouse at home. So try to surprise your spouse with that dressing style they love. As long as it's between the both of you alone in private, it's allowed in Islam. Yes. So one other tip I'd also like to add to help, be more attractive with your spouse is the issue of weight or size. What do I mean by this? We're naturally conditioned to assume that someone with a bigger stature, a bigger size is an older person. So that's why if you have two colleagues or two people of the same age, one is bigger than the other, you will naturally assume that the bigger person is the older person. What does this tell us? It tells us that when we see bigger people, we assume that they are older. So if you want to look younger, it might make sense to, lose some weight, especially for those that their BMI is in the obese region. So besides the need to lose weight to be attractive, you also need to lose weight to reduce the risk of cardiovascular diseases. The point to having a well-managed weight is to make you look younger, which may make you look more attractive. Of course, we understand for women that it's not easy. Hormones, pregnancy, delivery, all of these things contribute to not being able to manage their weight appropriately. But what about the men? What's your excuse? It's usually sedentary lifestyle. While making that money, you sit back and relax into that sedentary lifestyle. No, Islam doesn't encourage this. There was this particular time Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu was with one of his companions and he saw him with a big belly. And I was like, what is this? And then the